Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to talk about this book called 100 Knitted Tiles, which I have contributed to along with loads of other designers. I'm going to share some of the projects in this book and tell you where you can get hold of it, and also tell you about the yarn used for this book and what I think of the yarn I use for this book. If you are new here, my name is Anniken. I design knitting patterns. I teach knitting workshops online and in person, and I sell yarn through my website YarnAddict.co.uk. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. So this book was a book I contributed to last year, I think. It's come out recently. It's called 100 Knitted Tiles. They also have a book called 100 Crochet Tiles, which there is a picture of on the inside the back cover. It is published by David and Charles, which is a British publisher. They're actually based not that far away from me in Exeter. I've contributed to another book by them a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. This is a compilation of loads of different designers. So as I was flicking through the book, I recognized quite a few, but there are also some new to me names. It includes all sorts of different techniques, as you can see from the cover. There is slip stitches, mosaic, colourwork, stranded colourwork, intarsia colourwork, some very fancy Latvian braid type, I think that might be. Lace, I have most of mine are lace. So I have contributed, I think 4 or 5. Hang on, did I write it down? I think 4 or 5 to this book. So I will talk you through the book and show you some of the projects that are in here. So most of the book is these squares. I just had to be very careful that I don't show you like the pattern details, so the charts and things. So that one is mine. So here are some more squares. So as you can see, it includes a lot of different techniques. Cables, intarsia, lace, stranded colourwork, slip stitch colourwork, mosaic, knit and purl. So there's something here for everyone. And you might be wondering, well, how can I use these squares? What can I use them for? So the projects include a through bag, which is by Joanne Fowler. Let me just, that's that bag. So that looks like it consists of 4 squares for the front and 4 squares for the back. And it's a lace square, lace and garter stitch and stocking stitch square. And then it has a mixed it cushion by Annie Howard. She's done some amazing mosaic patterns. This is also mosaic, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares on each front and side, front and back. And that's a mosaic pattern, which I really like. And then there's a Sevilla throw by Ashley Wempy. Apologies if I get anyone's names wrong. Just checking, I'm not showing you the pattern. That's gorgeous. So that includes some colourwork squares, stranded colourwork squares, with some plain squares. The plain squares, they all look like they work from the centre out. Both the plain and the colourwork squares are worked from the centre out. And then there's a Victorian needle case by Helen Birch, which is really nice. So that includes colourwork squares and felt, and it looks like there's some I-cord there as well. And then there's a smocked cushion by Jackie Goulburn. That's really nice. I like that. Mainly because it's got pink in it. So that's lace. And then there are some technique pages at the back, just in case there are any techniques that are new to you. And then at the back there is a list of all the designers and everyone's website and Instagram pages. So there's quite a few I recognize here, and some I don't, so that's nice to see. So let me show you my patterns in this, on my squares in this book. So I've got to be very careful that I don't show you the pattern. So this is the first one, so that is called Venation. It is worked from the bottom up, and it has 2 pattern repeats across and 4 going that way. Just double check I'm telling you the truth. Yes. My patterns are all charted and written out. I assume most of them are. Hang on, is that right? Yes, mine is charted and written out. Some are just charted. I think it just depends on the type of pattern, because you would normally write out a colourwork pattern, but my lace ones are charted and written out. So this one, if you wanted to use it for something else, like a shawl or a throw, or even a poncho garment, something like that, you could, but especially like a shawl or a scarf, it'd be quite easy just to add more repeats. So you would just count how many stitches are in the repeat, which is 14, and you do cast on groups of 14 plus the edge stitches. So it'd be 2 repeats of 14 plus 3, or 3 repeats or 4 repeats, or whatever repeats of 14 plus the edge stitches, which are 3. Easiest way to see that is really from the chart, and then you can make it as long as you want to. So that's my first one. Well, it's my last one because it's at the back of the book. Some really pretty colourwork ones. Oh, this is really nice. So let me show you this one. So I just have to be careful I don't show you any pattern details. So that one's really pretty because it has little flowers on it. So that is looks like it's a kind of slip stitches and intarsia, I would call that. Lots of colourwork ones. Several use 2 colours, 2 or more colours. Right, let's see if I can spot mine. This one is quite interesting. Just work out how I can show you that without revealing other patterns. So this one's got these braids across a stocking stitch square. It's called Cultivated by Anniken, and I'm assuming they're like Latvian braids. Yes, Latvian braids. I've never done Latvian braids. And there's a really fancy intarsia one, not by me, but by Sylvia Watts Cherry. Okay. Oh, here's another one of mine. So let me show you that one. So let me just work out how I can show you without showing the pattern. There you go, that's mine. So that's a lace square, and it's worked from the center out. So you start with, I think probably 8 stitches in the middle, and then you work your way out. And you can just keep making it bigger and bigger because the pattern repeat will repeat as many times as you want to. So if you want to turn that into like a blanket or a big cushion cover or a shawl or something like that, you could just keep making it bigger and bigger. I have another square that's similar to that. It's like a trellis diamond pattern on stocking stitch background, work from the center out. So this one is similar. Okay, I don't think I'm showing you anything there. That one is similar. Difficult to see this one because of the shine from the light. But it's called Camellia, and it is a center out lace square with like a leafy flower pattern. And again, this is one that you could just keep repeating the stitch pattern and make it as big as you want to. You'd obviously have to need more yarn. So what I would do is I would when I think it's an 8-row repeat, when I knit 8 rows, I would weigh the yarn you have available before and after the repeat, and then do that a few times so you can work out how many grams you use per repeat, but also how much more each subsequent repeat takes, because there are quite a few increases in the repeat. There's also some that are just like knit and purl stitches. Don't know how easy it is to see that on the camera. I will tell you about the yarn in a minute as well. Lots of colour work. This is another one of mine, which is mosaic knitting. If you've been to my mosaic workshop in the last year or so, you might recognise that pattern because I use a very similar one for one of my mosaic workshops. Mosaic is really good way of doing colour work because you only use 1 colour per row, but you get really an interesting effect, and mosaic is quite often done in garter stitch. So here's another mosaic pattern. There we go. That's really nice. I like that. That's called Bank Vault by Arella Seaton. I really like that. And then there are some that are not square. There are some other shapes as well. Oh, here's another one of mine. That one is called Diamond Sieve, and it's worked from the bottom upwards in garter stitch, but it has this double yarn over lace pattern to create these diamonds, which is a pattern I've used in quite a few designs, I think, or a variation of that. Again, you can make this bigger, longer, wider to easily make a shawl or a scarf. And oh, this one's pretty. So this one is Roman Urns by Lily Langman. Look at that, isn't that pretty? Love that. I didn't do any colour work, stranded colour work, partly because I don't like doing stranded colour work back and forth, and I must admit, I didn't think about the fact that I could have done it from the centre out. This is interesting. This is Joanne Fowler. It's called Bit of Twist. Isn't that cool? That's really interesting. That's garter stitch, and it's modular knitting. So there's something here for like all abilities and loads of different, there's loads of different things in each technique type. So this one here, which has beads on it. I did think about doing one with beads. I don't know why I didn't really, but I did think about it. There's also a circle, which you could possibly just keep making it bigger to make a circular shawl. I don't know. I didn't design that, so don't take my word for it. And this one is a pinwheel by Sylvia Watts Gray. That's really nice as well. So there's loads of different stuff. Some really interesting patterns. It also, at the front of this book, it tells you how to use this book, basic kit and some basic terminology, and it's got like abbreviations and needle table. If you're not sure what you can do with these patterns, it tells you. So there we go. The yarn used in this book is sheepies, as most people call it. Sheepies. I can never get the pronunciation quite right, but at least I'm trying. It is Metropolis, and it was the first time I worked with this yarn. I really liked it. If you like knitting from the centre out, which I must admit I don't really like, but the centre has this little sticker on it, so that you can pull it easy. So if you don't want to work from the centre, you can just tuck it inside. But if you do want to work from the centre, just look for the sticker and you can easily pull the centre out rather than rummaging inside there trying to find it. I really like this yarn. It's incredibly soft. It is 75% extra fine merino, 25% nylon. I do have a couple of balls left, so I have a partial ball of that colour, and I have two of this colour, and I may have another one or two, I don't know. But they're 50-gram balls, so I am thinking about trying these to see what they would be like for knitting socks, because they do have nylon in them. So you can see there the centre pull bit is coming out. It has a kind of slightly, at least this colour has a sort of slightly heathered look, I would say. So for example, this one, which is a different company, that's completely solid. This has this kind of slightly heathered look. Now, I don't know whether that's the case for all the yarns, but it certainly is the case for the ones that I used. Like that one has, I don't know how easy it is to see it, a little focus. But the yarn is really nice to knit with. It's very, very soft. The yarn has 200 meters per 50 grams, so fairly standard, similar to most sock yarns, but there's 400 meters per 100 grams. Obviously this is 50 grams, so you get 200 meters. I don't know what this is like for socks because I haven't knitted with it for socks, but I'm going to try it. It's called Metropolis. I think all the names are big cities. So this one is, what does it say? This one is Taipei, and this one is Santiago, and I can't remember the others I work with now. But I think I had like 3 different colours altogether. No, 4, because I had a pink one as well, I think. I really enjoyed working with this yarn. It's very, very soft, and I would definitely work with it again if I get the chance. and I have these skeins, and I will definitely try and do something with those. Possibly a pair of socks. I could probably get a pair of socks out of these two, but I don't know yet. We'll see. So I will put the link to this book in the description below. It is published by David and Charles, which is a UK publisher, and I'm assuming it's probably available in the States as well, but I'm not sure. I know it's available from Amazon, so I will put the Amazon link below. It is an affiliate link, which means that if you purchase through that link, I will get a few pennies. Commission, if you like, on that. It is available from other bookshops as well, because I've seen it online in other bookshops, but I don't want to go through and find every single link for you. So I'll link to the Amazon book. If you don't want to buy from Amazon, that's fine. If you want to buy from Amazon, I'd really appreciate it if you use my affiliate link, because that way I get a few pennies, which will go towards improving this podcast. I'm saving up for some better camera equipment at the moment. So if you normally don't like buying from Amazon, but you're happy to this time to give me a little bit of support, I would really appreciate it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will see you next time.